Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore and our Undead Mage. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we enter the Stone Talon Mountains for the first time, but before we do that, we've got some level 20 upgrades to grab from our trainer here in Orgrimmar. We've also got a ton of cloth in our bags to work through, and then we'll be sure to grab any quests related to our newest destination within Orgrimmar and Ratchet. So there is a lot to do. Let's get started. As we sit at our mage trainer here in Orgrimmar, it's worth noting that I did pick up our teleport for Undercity in between episodes, since I had to travel there anyway to get back to Kalimdor. Picked up a nice stack of runes of teleportation as well, since we'll need those moving forward. They were quite expensive for our current level, but most definitely worth having available to us at all times. So other than that, we still need to pick up our teleport here in Orgrimmar, which actually maybe we can go ahead and do that first. I think it's upstairs. And of course along all of our other abilities for level 20, which there should be quite a lot. There's our teleport to Orgrimmar. I was starting to think we were doing pretty good with our money situation, but oh how quickly it all evaporates when you've got so many upgrades to pick up. Let's go ahead and get a teleport to Orgrimmar on our bars. This is something that I haven't done for my characters recently. I used to do this in retail all the time to accommodate, just managing our buttons better so that we could have fewer action bars on our screen at one time. I should have remembered to do this for the hunter, but I forgot about it, and I really wish I had done this before, but what I have here is a fourth action bar here on the right hand side that accommodates hearthstones, in this case teleports, but just professions, any other anything else that we want access to at some point, like that we use sometimes, but stuff that doesn't need to be on our main bars. And I also don't want to have to go into our spell book, which is something we had to do for the hunter a lot. With professions in particular, we had to go into our spell book because we just simply didn't have enough space to put them within these 3 action bars here. And once I put something there, I just simply hide the action bar again. And all of that stuff still works. Like those key bindings will still, I can still use my Hearthstone, I can still use my teleports and whatnot. I just, doesn't take up too much space, but I like to have as much, screen real estate as possible just to see stuff. Especially since our character is always so zoomed in, which is how I like it. Just lets me see more of the world.
Hey.
Let's get to our upgrades. So arguably the biggest one here is Blink, of course. This is going to get us out of so many different situations. This is just going to be huge, which allows us to essentially teleport 20 yards in front of us. New rank of Conjure Water, again, something very important, something we definitely want and need. We've got Evocation as well, on an 8-minute cooldown. While channeling, this basically just regenerates our mana to full, basically. But we do have to channel it while it's going off, so it'll save us some downtime, I suppose, but I almost kind of want to use this more defensively, I think, moving forward. We could, pop a Frost Nova, for example, and kind of get all of our mana back. It should be a pretty useful tool if we end up fighting, like, elite enemies at some point. I think it could be helpful there. Mana Shield is also really, really underrated, I think. It's obviously, it's not worth using all of the time, but in an emergency when you really need that extra health, especially if you're running away from an encounter, this could save your life, especially if you know, there's a spellcaster about to launch a fireball at you and you're gonna die. You know, this will save you. I've got polymorph at rank 2. This actually boosts it up to a 30-second you know, stun, I guess you could say at this point for us, at least for the purposes that we're using it for. Again, just the arcane tree is just so stacked at level 20. It's actually kind of insane, the power spike that mages get at this level. It's probably going to be one of our biggest milestones. We've also got Fire Ward. You know, similar to Mana Shield in a sense, but it blocks a lot more damage specific to the fire tree if we end up fighting, you know, similar to what we were doing in the previous episode with those mages in at the Amber Mill. This would have helped us out a lot to block some fire damage. Fire is one of the most common spell types, I feel like. Blizzard, I don't think we're going to need Blizzard. Blizzard can be, obviously is infamous for its AoE farming capabilities. I'm not interested in doing AoE grinding at all on the mage. I've done it before on past characters. It is very risky. It's very fun, but we're going to avoid it, so I don't think we'll need Blizzard. We are picking up Frost Armor now, a new rank. A new rank of Frostbolt. Again, massive power spike, and that is it for all of our spells and abilities. Very, very crazy how much we get at this level. So I'll sort through that stuff while we head over to our tailoring trainer. And for those of you who didn't catch the end of the last episode, we picked up Cold Snap as well from our talent tree. Allows us to completely refresh all of our cooldowns, you know, including the likes of Frost Nova, Ice Block eventually when we get it, Cone of Cold eventually when we get it. So that'll be nice too. But I'll put these out on our bars while we head over to the tailoring trainer. We're going to convert our 4.5 stacks worth of linen into bolts, and we'll see if we can make ourselves some new pieces of gear today. We still are stuck with our chest piece essentially being our only green. And it has been nothing crazy. So, like, we really need more stamina in particular if we can help it. Let's try to make some new pieces of gear today. I don't think I missed anything. I'd have to rearrange these a little bit at some point later on. But I think for now that'll do. Pay a visit to Magar's Cloth Goods and we'll get started. Let's check with our trainer first. Speak. So we haven't been buying everything since I'm kind of thinking, or at least hoping, that we're not going to have too many upgrades to purchase at level like 22 and 24, so we can start saving up some money again. Because I don't think we're going to need all of this. We'll definitely take the hand-stitched linen breeches. That's going to be good. We'll take the barbaric linen vest as well. It's spirit instead of intellect, but honestly, that should be fine. That's not a big concern of mine. Looks like we're not going to have too much to craft, though, out of linen specifically. So we're starting to get into some wool-related items now, which we're not seeing too much wool at the moment. So it might be a little bit before we can actually craft some of this stuff. And we're going to have to keep our eye out for some recipes from tailoring supplies vendors and trade goods vendors. So this guy, for example, could have some stuff. Just a pair of blue overalls, 4 strength, 4 stamina. That is not that intriguing to me.
May your blades never dull.
Keep his window open anyway, though. And let's start working through these bolts. Once we're high enough that we no longer need linen cloth and we can start working through the wool, then we'll start dedicating the rest of our linen cloth that we gather towards first aid, because we need to catch that up too. Let's see how many skill points we can get first in tailoring. Something I'll have to remember to pick up as well is the teleport for Thunder Bluff, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we get that until level 30 for some odd reason. I'm not really sure why that's a thing. I think it's probably the same on the Alliance side as well for Narcissus. Which is odd. I mean, having a portal trainer in Narcissus is odd in general, I suppose, since the Night Elves don't like to keep magic around anymore, at least at this point in Classic. Also kind of an advantage for Horde in particular, because Horde have teleports at level 20 for both Kalimdor and for Eastern Kingdoms, but for the Alliance, you get Stormwind and Ironforge, which are kind of already pretty close to each other already. At least reasonably close. It's not a very long flight path. And Alliance was already struggling to get over to Kalimdor anyway. I feel like the boats are a lot slower than the Zeppelins. And they're just better placed in the world overall. Keep it there for now. We'll leave a couple pieces of linen cloth left over. Let's see what we want to make. So we definitely want the pants and we want the vest as well. We'll sacrifice the 1 intellect for the 2 stamina, 2 spirit. And it looks like we're going to be sacrificing our robes as well. Oh, interesting. We can't make this yet. We need some light leather. Yeah, unfortunately, we've sold all of ours, so we'll have to make that as soon as we do some more skinning. The breeches do not require it, though. So we'll go make those right now. I'll have to make a note. The second we can get 1 piece of leather. So we'll hold on to a piece of fine thread, too, so that we can make it out in the field. So where am I? Let's equip these. Beautiful. It's nice to get some stats, finally. And then what's going to be the most efficient to make? Probably these heavy linen gloves. We'll see how well we do with these. It is a yellow recipe, but it only uses 2 bolts, so I'm hoping at the very least, every other one will still equal whatever the orange recipes do right now, which I think each of them require 4 anyway. We are actually not having a lot of luck. It actually just turned green at 77, which is a very odd level. A recipe to turn green in.
Strength and honor.
let's train up some of these other ones. We can train up bolts of wool and cloth now, which is cool, because we actually do have some. Let's try the linen boots. Oh, those require light leather as well. Everything requires 4, unfortunately. I guess we're picking up these other recipes just to see if we could find one. Perfect, the reinforced linen cape. Well, that will work. That's a lot of coarse thread to go through, but that is okay. Let's see how far these can take us. Looks like we can make 6 more. And we can actually do some stuff with some wool as well. We've got 12 wool. I think it might be every 3 wool makes a bolt, if I'm not mistaken. I think like the number keeps going up for each cloth type. We should be able to make something with that though. Maybe our first woolen bag. Is actually our first cape, funnily enough.
Forward. Doomhowl. McGraw.
We can make some green gloves though as well. We might want to prioritize those depending on how much wool we actually get. We can make boots now too. Okay, very cool. Yeah, we need bolts of linen and light leather for those as well. Okay, so let's make sure that we take... we're going to need another fine thread for that. Alright, let's see how many bolts of wool we can make. Looks like 4. Alright, we're in for some good upgrades today. Alright, yeah, let's make these gloves. And then we'll purchase an extra fine thread. And we'll be able to make 2 additional pieces of gear out in the field.
Be safe.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to be picking up a lot of stats today. We've already picked up 4 intellect, 4 spirit, and like some extra armor. We'll be picking up even more spirit and stamina as well later on.
What do you need?
Keep the bolts.
Strength.
Just double check, make sure we're not missing anything. We'll start make some bags too once we make the gear. But we don't need to worry about that just yet. 5 bolts of linen is a lot. Should definitely be worth it though. Alright, I think we should be all good. So what we're going to do is head over to the Valley of Wisdom and we're going to pick up the Spirits of Stone Talon breadcrumb. And then we're going to take a flight to Ratchet where we're going to find a couple of more quests that we can do within the mountains.
Makra! Nabu!
The spirits of the Stone Town Mountains are angered, for goblins and their servants are plundering and burning the land. So the land has cried out, and those who listen for such things have heard. Serith Stonebreak, a promising shaman of the Horde, was sent to Stone Talon. She reports massive deforestation at the hands of the goblins and requests aid. Meet Serith in Stone Talon. To reach her, follow the road west out of the Barrens, Crossroads. She is camped near the Great Wood Vale. Yeah, I think we probably speak with her to pick up some of our first quests for the Grim Totem as well, if I'm not mistaken. So nice that Blink is on a 15-second cooldown. Can't forget that it also breaks us from all stuns and, other bonding effects that might immobilize us.
What can I help you with?
Let's get to Ratchet. Appear to be inside of a Tauren. Perfect time to take the flight. Alright, we've landed in Ratchet. Let's see, we gotta pick up Ziz Physics.
Yo! Have a good one!
The venture company stole many of the best goblin mines, but from time to time we get the opportunity to steal some back. A while ago, the venture company outfit in the Stonetown Mountains hired a Gorenzo wrench whistle, a gnome. Their other engineer, Ziz Physics, was so taken aback by this, he pleaded with me to find him new employment with the Tinkers Union. I set him on a few tasks, but he might need help. Maybe you could look in on him for me. He's stationed at the western edge of Windshear Crag.
Be good! Keep it real!
Yep, we're gonna do that, and we'll pick up the deep moss spider eggs.
Yo! Glad I could help!
Spider egg omelets are a new fad in Booty Bay. The problem is, Booty Bay's got no eggs. I smell an opportunity. In Windshear Crag and Sashir Canyon in the Stonetown Mountains to the northwest, lives the deep moss spider. Bring me its eggs and I'll pay a bundle. In Windshear Crag, the eggs will be clustered under what trees remain. In Sashir Canyon, well, if you have a weak stomach, then maybe you should just collect eggs at the Windshear Crag.
Hurry back! Keep it real!
That's okay. I do not have a phobia of spiders, so I think we'll be alright.
What's up?
We'll just have to watch out for Besalith, the elite spider within the canyon. The canyon is fairly dangerous. But I think we should be okay, as long as we're careful. Back at the crossroads. Just gonna check the trade supply real quick. Just in case I might be missing something. Doesn't look like it. And I'm gonna spend some mana now so we don't have to later. As we can only make 2 waters at a time now. Painfully slow in the beginning, but definitely worth the effort. I believe as we get closer to the border to Stonetown, we should be seeing some ornery Plain Striders, I think. As we go down the hill. I think we might kill a few of those so we can collect some of that leather right away. And also maybe pick up some Strider meat too, so that we can stay fully stocked on buff food. See, I come to think of it, there's actually not going to be a whole lot of things that we can skin in Stonetown, at least in the beginning. We're going to face off against a lot of humanoids and of course spiders, which can't be skinned. So probably worth picking up that light leather now so that we can craft those pieces of gear. try out our new Frostbolt. It's rank 4 now. It definitely feels a lot more powerful. Let's actually take a look at the differences between those if we look at the spell ranks. So it actually adds an extra 0.4 seconds to the cast time, but it also adds about 20 damage. And it adds 1 second to the movement speed reduction duration as well, which is really cool. You never know like what kind of changes are, you know, lie behind the different spell ranks. Like it's not always just increased mana, increased damage / healing. There are other factors to consider sometimes. Oh yeah, that feels great. Unfortunately, you know, how the mage works typically is, you know, your new ranks of Frostbolts are going to feel great in the beginning once you first get them, but you know, once you get like once you spend like 4 or 5 levels with that rank, it starts to feel a lot worse until you can get that next rank. So we'll enjoy it now. Oh, it still feels really powerful. And I can't remember how much light leather we needed. I don't think it was that much. One of the pieces we're not going to be able to make anyway until we pick up some more linen, which we'll do when we take on the venture company. I think we can make one of our pieces now, if I'm not mistaken. No, okay, we might actually need linen, some more linen for both. Right, it's the boots and the vest. So let's just make sure we have one more light leather before we get to Stone Talon. There's our other piece of light leather. Didn't get any strider meat, unfortunately. We are going to have to find some new cooking recipes, I think. Because, yeah, let's see, boiled clams is a possibility. At some point, hopefully we can run into some crawlers, but otherwise, I don't know what else we're going to cook up besides strider stew. We're already running out of those pretty quickly. Alright, but we have arrived at the border. So let's pick up some of these quests.
What can I do?
missed that one. Goblin invaders. The Goblin-run venture company moved into the Stone Town Mountains, chopping down trees and burning huge stretches of forest. The spirits of this place are nearly blind with pain and rage. We must stop the venture company. Head northwest beyond the Great Wood Vale and into the Windshear Crag. You will find the goblins and their servants at work. Show them the Horde will not allow the exploitation of Stone Town. Show them in the language they best understand. Violence.
Go with honor.
What?
Right, and then we have Avenge My Village. The Grim Totem clan raided my village and killed most everyone. And killed mostly everyone. Okay. I was confused for a second there. I killed all I could, but barely escaped with my life. Adelaide. All I wish now is that more of them are dead. You will find them just to the west of here.
May the eternal sun.
And that is what we're going to be doing today, primarily. Dealing with the Grim Totem. The venture company will come a little bit later. We're not quite ready to go there. I don't feel super comfortable about that just yet. Same with like the deep moss spider eggs as well. But let's deal with the Grim Totem. And hopefully we can craft those other 2 pieces of gear today. I think the more I think about it, as I'm looking at my new spells and abilities, Evocation is definitely something that I probably would not use just to simply skip a drink. You know, I would probably specifically only use this if I needed more mana to escape or to finish a fight. It's just not worth it. You know, 8 minutes. If it was like a 2-minute cooldown, which would be insane, then maybe I would be more inclined to use it more liberally. But at 8 minutes, I'm going to use it as a lifeline to get some mana back if we don't have any more left. Even if I can't use Frost Nova to, you know, set up like the full channel, even if I'm channeling it while an enemy's hitting me and I get like 2 ticks out of it, that still might be enough to, you know, turn the tide of a fight. Now, of course, I just have to remember to use it for such situations. It's always the tough part when you're caught in a pickle. Sometimes you don't think about these things. So I need 4 bolts for the vest, 5 for the boots. I don't need too much. You know, a stack of linen cloth. You know, might be enough there. Yeah, maybe even the extra 10 seconds on polymorph is such a big deal. It'll allow me to get even more ticks of mana back in a fight. Even like right now is a good example. I still have like 10 seconds before I have to do anything with this other one, which is just really nice. Just need one more ruffian and then I can turn in the quest. I'll turn in this quest first before we decide to go through the Protect Kaya quest line. Which I don't know if I'll do those two in the next episode. I might. You know, the nice part about being a mage is obviously those teleports that we just picked up are going to be very handy for maybe starting off, you know, an episode in one zone and then very quickly being able to get back to another one if we wanted to split the time between 2 different zones. It's not normally something I do with other characters, you know, especially if like our Hearthstone is down or something. Because there's just a lot of travel time. Let's see, I think we might just be shy of the linen cloth that we need to craft those pieces, so let's just farm up a little bit more of that. And let's farm a little bit, even a little bit more than that too, just so that we can make ourselves a couple of bandages. We're down to our last regular linen bandage, and that's not really going to cut it anymore. We need something to hold us over, something that we can use in the middle of a fight if we need it. we've pushed ahead far enough. We'll start working our way back. We'll maybe kill a couple more. But I think that should be enough linen. We're at 25 at the moment. Looks like we came just on time. Starting to get a little crowded here. Back.
Greetings.
Adelaide, I thank you, but I will never forget what the Grim Totem have done to my village.
Be careful.
Adelaide, you've done a fine job at killing Grim Totem. If you dare, Grundig Darkcloud and his personnel band of brutes is by far the worst of the lot. He was the one who led the brutal attack on my village. You will find him in Grim Totem Post, a bit further up the path to the west. Kill him and I will be forever grateful.
Winds be at
We'll do that and potentially save Kaya as well the next time we come back to Stone Talon. But for now, let's get to work on some tailoring. I think we're going to need 9 bolts. Just type that in there. Picked up quite a few linen cloth at the end there, which was really nice. More than enough for a few bandages. Let's do the vest first, and then the boots. And we'll say goodbye to the dress for now. 2 stam, 2 intellect there, and 2 stam, 2 spirit. The stamina is so huge. A little bit more ragged for a mage, but that is okay. And that, I think, is going to do it for me for today, guys. Huge upgrades today. I really, truly feel like a self-made character at this point. Lots of gear upgrades, lots of spell upgrades. We're looking good. I think in the next episode, I think we might head back to the Barrens. I think there's some low-level stuff we can do, like Echiaki we can do. Maybe even Miner's Fortune. Maybe we'll get the Cat's Eye Emerald. I'm not sure yet, but I think we'll put Stone Town on hold until we're 21. So we'll do some stuff here in the Barrens in the meantime. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.